Hey there, cats and kittens. This week's comic book of the week is Fear Itself, The Homefront. A Marvel comic. It's written and drawn by various creative teams, and it's a tie-in title to Marvel's current main event, Fear Itself. Now, this book is an anthology. It's focusing on 4 different little stories, 4 different pockets of the Marvel Universe. And the main characters are, in Story 1, Speedball, Part 1 of a multi-part story. Story 2, Jimmy Woo, Head of the Agents of Atlas, in Part 1 of a multi-part story. Story 3, a one-shot focusing on J.Jonah Jameson, the former publisher of the Daily Bugle and current mayor of New York City in the Marvel Universe. And story number 4, a kind of a snapshot look at how the events of this story are affecting the residents of Broxton, Oklahoma. Broxton, Oklahoma was the small town that the city of the Norse gods, Asgard, used to float over. Now, all the stories are good and all the creative teams are very good. However, my focus will be on story number 1 that focuses on Speedball. Speedball was created by the legendary Steve Ditko, and he was a very colorful, happy-go-lucky, wacky character whose powers involved bouncing around. They were powers based on kinetic energy, the energy of motion. Now, started off as a happy-go-lucky character, but through a mistake he made with a team he used to belong to, the New Warriors, he sets off an explosion by an explosive villain called Nitro. Now, this explosion created by Nitro destroyed the city of Stamford, and as a result, he was briefly imprisoned for negligence, and he was part of the Thunderbolts when they were kind of a black ops team for Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, when he was in charge of America's Superhumans. And at that point in his life, he was a kind of darker hero called Penance. Now, he's been working through his emotions of guilt, eventually returning to the Speedball guys and becoming a teacher at the Avengers Academy. That's where he's currently a character in Avengers Academy. And like I said, he's a teacher instructor to young superhumans who learn to use their powers responsibly. Now, as part of another way to kind of try to get atonement to achieve penance, no pun intended, he's been volunteering at a charity headed by Marion Sharp, who was the mother of one of the children killed in what's called, you know, the Stamford incident, the Stamford catastrophe. And so it's interesting because, again, he's a character who feels bad about what he's done and he's trying to make amends. And it's kind of also a commentary on currently our political climate, where we've kind of lost the act of civil discourse, and people can't be nice to each other and simply agree to disagree, but rather, instead of talking to each other, they have to talk at each other and try to shout each other down, rather than simply say, you know something, you're a good person, I'm a good person, we simply don't see eye to eye, and let's try to make a compromise, or simply, you know, try to get our points across without having to really kind of ridicule the person whose viewpoint differs from my own. So again, I thought that made it very worthwhile, and I'm looking forward to more of the chapters in this story. All the artistic and writing crews are great, but I think it's this main story above all that really makes me look forward to future issues. And from what I see here, it's a 7-part miniseries. Alright guys, you continue having a wonderful day, and I'll be talking to you very soon. Bye.